What is up, guys? Brady back with another video. I wanted to start this video off by saying thank you to everyone that has subbed to my channel up to this point. We just hit 1,000 subs yesterday in a little under 2 months of posting content for you guys, and it's just pretty mind-blowing, to be honest. I don't know what else to say. So I just wanted to say how appreciative I am of the support from all of you guys. Thanks, guys. Let's get into the video. So I decided to make a pre-arena BiS set. I didn't really know what else to call it, but basically this is the set and the really good pieces that you want to try to go for before stepping into Season 1 of Arena, which I think is 2 weeks after launch. That's what people are saying. I don't think anything is confirmed yet. I mean, I guess the longer we have, the more likely we are to get more pieces from the set, right? But if it's 2 weeks, this whole set would be pretty difficult to get, but I just wanted to make a really good set for you guys just to try to make some goals, you know what I mean? So since this is just one set, I'll just go over every piece for you guys. A lot of it is pretty baseline. We have a lot of High Warlords pieces, as you can see, and I do have a shield on. I'll get to that in a second. So basically, let's just start with helmet. So the High Warlords linked helm, which is the enhanced spec High Warlords piece that you will be able to farm come TBC launch when you hit 70. So I decided to go for the 3 set of the enhanced set and then the 2 set of the elemental set. You see in the bottom there, I have 3. I have the armor, the helm, and the leggings of the 3 set, which gives me the plus 35 resilience for hitting the 2 set plus and not hitting the 4 set. The 4 set, in my opinion, for the High Warlords gear is not the greatest. It just reduces the cooldown of your Storm Strike ability by 1 second. I think 35 more resilience is just going to have more of an effect on winning games than that will. Enhanced Shaman's, you know, biggest problem with going into Arena is that you are very unmobile. You are basically a walking duck for 99% of the arena until you can actually connect to somebody. So I just think resilience just plays way more of a part in Enhanced Shaman's winning Arena than reducing the cooldown of your Storm Strike ability by 1 second. That is just my opinion, and that is just what I found success in. So that's just what I'm going to stick to. We have the High Warlords linked helmet with the 20 attack power, minor run speed. I do not have the minor run speed in the General's chain sabatons. I'll get into that in a second. I do have sure-footed in the boots. And then the 34 attack power, 16 hit enchant, which is Cenarian Expedition Revered, which is not going to be that difficult to get, and you're going to put that in basically every helmet, right? And with the necklace is also the PvP necklace, just 3 resilience. You're going to be seeing a lot of resilience gems in a lot of the pieces. Even if it's not a yellow socket, I'm probably going to be putting resilience in it. Because the biggest problem that I have had in the beta playing Arena is just not being able to live long enough and going Those are the 2 biggest things. Not having enough damage has never really been an issue. It's just dying too fast. So that's why I'm going to be putting a lot of resilience rating in the gem sockets. And then the shoulders is where I went to the Ellie 2 set, which honestly really isn't that bad. Intellect is not a bad stat because going is also a big problem for Enhanced Shamans, at least from my experience. I like to spam totems. I'm spamming poison cleansing against rogues. I'm, you know, dropping a whole bunch of different totems throughout the arena depending on the comp I'm going against. So I wanted to hit the Sokka bonus of plus 3 resilience, and I think I needed the blue for the meta requirement. I'm not quite sure on that, but the Sokka bonus is good anyways, right? So I just take the 4 strength and 6 stam plus the 8 resilience gems, and then the 30 attack power and 10 crit shoulder enchant, which is the Aldor Exalted, which you're probably not going to be able to get in 2 weeks. You might be able to get it in 2 weeks. Probably not. It's going to be pretty unlikely. But it is BiS, right? It's possible to do it, so I threw it on there. If not, just get the, I think it's Revered. It's just a bit less attack power and less crit, I think. But yeah, so this is the 2 set. So I have the gauntlets and the shoulders of the Ellie set to reach that 35 resilience. And you guys will see my stats after this. My armor and resilience is just insane, man. Cloak of the Pitstalker is from Mags, I think? Yeah, it's from Mags. It's good attack power and good crit, and I threw it on here because it has 28 stamina. Put Spell Pen on it because that makes it so my shocks have a less chance of getting resisted, which is fantastic. There's a lot of different capes you could put in this, and you're not going to get this cape for probably a while. I mean, it's from Mags, you're going to be running it once a week. So, but it is really good with the really high stam, and it has the most armor out of the other capes. So it's definitely a good one. High Warlords linked armor is the Enhancement Shaman set, the Enhanced Shaman set. I put 15 Resil enchant on it because, like I said, you just need to be a tanky, beefy little Enhanced Shaman, man. You just need that resilience, and I just threw 3 more Resil gems inside it. So it's just crazy. Just the damage reduction that you can reach with Enhanced Shaman is actually pretty insane. The General's linked bracers, which is also the part of the PvP set. It's just you buy with honor and marks, put 12 strength on it because there really isn't any other bracer enchant that's defensive for me, I think. Let me know in the comments if there is one, but I couldn't find one, so I just threw the 12 strength on there with the 8 resilience gem socket. So that's Sokka bonus. Now for weapons, I threw the Black Planner Edge on here because it's just better than the High Warlord's Cleaver. Threw Mongoose on it. I'll throw the High Warlord's Cleaver on here for a second, but the reason I want to keep this in my main hand when I do go sword and board, I call it sword and board. I mean, it's axe and board, I guess, but sword and board is kind of like the general term people use for it. You will be going sword and board very often in a lot of arenas. Okay. And you can still do okay damage with the sword and shield. Axe and shield. So you kind of still want a good, you still want a decent axe in your main hand. You can replace this with the High Warlord's Cleaver. I'll just pull it up for you guys now. So it has 9 resilience, 13 crit, 8 hit, 26 attack power. It has some stamina on it, but it's just not doing that much damage. The Black Planner had just 20 more DPS on it. Way more of a high end. I just don't think 9 resilience is going to make that big of a difference when you're sword and boarding. You kind of just still want to try to do at least some damage. So I'm going to just stick to the Black Planner Edge in my macro. And I'll throw the macro on the screen right here for you guys. So this is the macro that I use for switching between dual wielding and sword and board. And you can change the dual wielding to just, if you are using a two-hand, then you just replace the 2 lines with the axe and the shield with just the 2-hand. And then after that, you keep the same thing with the 1-hand and shield. So what that does basically is just switches between dual wielding and sword and board every time you click it. And with the shield, I know the shield is going to be very hard to get. I'm probably never going to get it. The Eldori Legacy Defender is from Rules. So it's good because it has a gem socket and it has just an insane amount of armor and 39 stamina. It's just crazy stats, man. It's just the tankiest, beefiest thing you can get. And it is BiS, but you're probably not going to get it. I'm probably not going to get it for a very long time. So what I would do is replace this until you do get that. Replace this with the Shatar. There we go. Crest of the Shatar. So it has about 800 less armor, 20 less stamina, but it has 2 sockets, which is okay. And instead of hit, it has block value of your shield. So if you are running the 5 out of 5 in shield specialization in Enhance, which I might be actually running instead of the Ancestral Knowledge. So you're probably going to end up using this. All right, you need to get Exalted the Shatar, which is not that big of a, it's really not that difficult to do. And with the 2 gems, you probably just throw, I'd probably just throw Resilience in there. All colors, Mystic, and Mystic. +3 dodge rating for the soccer bonus is just not great. So just don't even pay attention to the soccer bonus. You just want resilience on this. Especially because when you are sword and boarding, you just want that more resilience. It's just less chance to get crit, and you're just taking less damage, right? So it's just really nice just to be even tankier with just throwing the resilience gems in there with the resilience rating on the shield. Very good. And so for when I am dual wielding, I will change this to the High Warlord's Cleaver with Mongoose. This will be Mongoose, so just ignore that. I just wanted to start the shield because you will be sword and boarding for a while, and I just want to get that in your guys' heads that you will need a macro for it, and you will be doing it very often. So I have it keybinded to 5 because I've never really found any ability that I've gotten used to on 5. So I've always just used the 5 keybind as just like random things here and there, but so I'll be switching that between PvE and PvP. Just when I am doing arena, I'll make that 5 keybind the sword and board macro, basically. So this is what I'm going to be shooting for arena season 1 in terms of weapons. And now the right side, we got the High Warlord's Gauntlets, which is the part of the Ellie set. I threw 15 strength on it. And why you take this and why the 2 set is even better is because the equip on the gauntlets is just crazy. Improves the range of all shock spells by 5 yards. Okay, so that could basically win a game for you. It increases the range of your interrupt by 20 to 25 yards. It's just massive. It's very important. It's almost actually necessary, right? For the focus interrupts on the druid trying to cyclone you, or the mage trying to poly you. If he's just past that 20 yards and you don't have the gauntlets equipped, that could lose a game for you, right? You just need this. And why I take this is because since I already have to use the gauntlets for the 5 range of shock spells, I just want to take advantage of the +35 resilience in the 2 set as well, right? So the belt is just the PvP belt. General's linked to girdle. A lot of the pieces in the set is pretty baseline, right? I know that everybody's just gonna be farming for the High Warlord set, but like it's just good to bring up, right? Especially with the 2 set Ellie with the 35 more resilience. A lot of you guys have been asking for a video on this, so yep, very good belt. Now the pants is part of the enhanced set. I threw the 40 stamina and 12 agility on it because, like I said, you just need to be as tanky as you can. So that 40 stamina, 400 more health, It's just crazy. Insane amount of stamina. Now with the belt, with the boots, we got the General's Chain Sabotage. There's also the PvP boots with Sure-Footed. And what this does is can also win a game for you. It increases the snare and root resistance by 5%. 10% and 10 more hit. 10 more hit. It is not that big of a deal, but you really are just taking this for the root resistance. The snare and root resist. If you resist the Nova or you resist the entangling roots, that can win you a game, right? You need those options. You need those like hopeful moments as an enhanced shaman. You don't rely on them, and that's why you get so tanky, but if you can resist the Nova or a root and connect with that Frost Mage or that Druid, you will do a lot of damage. So Sure-Footed is very good, and we get the minor speed from the meta in the High Warlord's helmet. So it's just a good combo there. And the boot and the rings, the Band of the Exorcist is just the PvP ring. And then Band of Triumph. Or sorry, no, the Band of Exorcist is not the PvP ring. This is from the Soul Shards, I think, right? Let me see. Yeah, so it's 50 Spirit Shards. Sorry, not Soul Shards, Spirit Shards. And you get those from killing bosses in Auchendon, or however you want to pronounce it. Like Mana Tombs, Sethic Halls, all those dungeons down there in Terracore Forest. But you need to be controlling the towers or something like that, right? You have to control all 3 towers, I think. You get the Spirit Shards. So, I mean, you'll be farming dungeons for PvE, get the Spirit Shards, and just save up for the Band of the Exorcist, man. It's very good. So we'll do that with the Band of Triumph, which is the PvP ring. Now, with trinkets, we could go a lot of different ways here. If I put the Alembic of an Infernal Power, I actually just got this in the beta yesterday on my Shaman. From Underbog Heroic, last boss, whatever that guy's name is, the flying serpent dude. This is an interesting trinket. My buddy actually threw this up here because he knows, he remembers this trinket. He's like, this could be really good for enhanced shamans. I'm like, yes, it could. So it increases resilience by 33, which is just, I mean, that's just great in itself, right? And then the equip is when struck in combat has a 2% chance of gaining 260 mana. Okay, that's insane. A lot of the games that I have lost on beta is because I went too fast. And I just couldn't get that Earthshock off to interrupt, right? Even the rank 1 or whatever. I just did not have enough mana. Barely. And you know, I lose the game because of it. So what this trinket could do is, you know, just get that extra little mana that you need to get the shock off or the totem off or the grounding off or whatever it is, right? 2% chance of getting 260 mana. So if you're going to get to rogue and a mage, this could be proccing a lot if you have a rogue slap it on you, right? And if you're sword and board, you're going to be living longer, spamming totems, you know, and so this is just going to be proccing more often when you're going to get to rogue and you're tankier, right? You're living longer, it's just going to be proccing more often, right? It's just going to proc more. 2% chance is pretty low. I do want to test this at some point, but I just wanted to throw this on here because it could be really good. I've never used it. I have never not used it in Arena, but I just wanted to bring this to your guys' attention because it is an insane trinket, I think. Okay, so if I get my hands on this, I'm probably going to be using it against double DPS comps in 2s and maybe even 3 sometimes for sure. If I wasn't using this, you could use, I mean, there's a lot of different things. You could use Bloodlust Brooch if you want just a bigger go, right? 278 attack power for 20 seconds on the use is just really good. Obviously, 72 attack power base is insane. Another trinket you could put in here is, I don't like the Hourglass because you kind of need a better go, right? This is RNG. If this doesn't proc, it's a pretty shit trinket, right? So the other thing you could do is the Taskman of the Horde. 34 resilience and the non-use self-heal for 877 to 970 damage. It's a good self-heal, and it has 34 resilience, right? About the same resilience of the trinket I had before, the Alembic. So you could use this or the Alembic to be tanky, or if you want a bigger go and you're playing WDPS or whatever, Bloodless Brooch is good. I like being tanky. If you can survive the go on Rogue Mage, which is the comp you're going to be going against the most, if you survive their go, you have a very high chance of winning the game, for the most part. And surviving the go means that you have to be very tanky, right? Because they're probably going you. You're going to sit Ghost Wolf, you can't get sapped. They're going to sap your Priest or your Druid. Well, if I'm playing Priest, right? So they sap my Priest, I instantly pop Shamanistic Rage. I'm sitting Sword and Board and Ghost Wolf. Since they can't sap me, they sap my Priest and go me, right? They're kind of forced because they can't sap me. So they go me. So I'm sitting there with an insane amount of resilience. Sword and Board, Rogue's doing negative damage to me. Right? So just surviving the go for an Enhanced Shaman is a big deal. Because that's when you can actually start playing the game and you have a chance to win, right? So, all very good trinkets, and obviously Medallion of the Horde. And then the Totem, obviously Totem of the Astral Wind is very good. Just increases the attack power bonus for your Wind Fury attack by 80. Yes, that's good. But another thing I found is Totem of Thunderhead, Totem of the Thunderhead. It's an interesting trinket. I just wanted to bring this to you guys' attention. It's probably not going to be used. I might not use it. But it could be kind of sick. Like I said earlier, a big problem for Enhanced Shamans is that you go pretty fast. And even if you have Shamanistic Rage, you have to connect to a target to get mana back from Shamanistic Rage, right? So just throwing some items in this set with some mana regen is not a bad idea. I just want to throw this on here. And it's a totem, right? So you're not losing a lot by not picking the attack power one. Maybe. I don't know. But I just wanted to bring this up because this is a sick trinket. Your Water Shield ability grants an additional 27 mana each time it triggers, and an additional 2 mana per 5 seconds. This will help you not going so fast. And it could be nasty, right? So if I get this, I'll keep it in my bag, try it out maybe, but for the most part, I'll probably be running Astral Winds. Maybe even Totem of Rage too, if you're, and this is classic BRD. If you're not able to connect to targets, you're gonna be doing, a lot of damage with your shocks maybe here and there. So this could be good too, but yeah, probably Totem of Astral Winds is what I will be, is what I'll be running. So if we wanted to look at the stats, I just wanted to pull the shield up for you guys. Well, let's see here. So we have 4.5, almost 4.5k armor while dual wielding. Very good, because all of your pieces are male, basically. 8.7k health, it's not bad. And 400 resilience. Pretty insane. I mean, you're just a beefy boy. Now I wanted to throw this on here. Aldori. Well, it's great. This shield is gonna be very hard to get, but I just wanted to show you like how tanky you can be with this. Okay, now we have almost 10k armor with that shield on. This is almost 50% reduced physical damage. That's insane. So just being able to fluidly switch between sword and board and dual wielding and just getting that down to the T is just very important because of how much of a damage reduction that shield is, right? From warriors, rogues, I mean anything physical. It's just insane. If you can't get this, you're gonna get the Shatar, which is still very insane. And I would throw 2 resilience in there, so it would be like 400 and something resilience and 9k armor, right? Still crazy. So this is still an amazing shield. I'll be rocking this until I get the Aldori, if I ever do get the Aldori. 408 resilience with that shield. So yeah, very tanky set. A lot of the pieces I was going for was just to be as tanky as possible. Because from my experience in playing Arena in the beta, is that you got to be tanky. You got to be switching the sword and board, and you got to be try to use some some mana regen, things. That's the end of the video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for the support, for the 1k subs. I just really appreciate it, guys. If you aren't subbed, be sure to subscribe below. I'm going to be posting a lot of videos, and I stream live at twitch.tv/BreadyTV. I'll be streaming a lot of the pre-patch, granted BGs for the High Warlords axis, for the Dungeon Cleave from 60 to 70, and on TBC launch as well. I'm going hard for like the next, couple months. So feel free to stop by over there at my Twitch, and don't forget to subscribe below. Thanks, guys.